I've always had a thing for music. My father actually played bass in a band before he met my mother, and they almost got signed in the whole deal, and then they ended up getting married, so that didn't happen. So it was always kind of something I was interested in, and he always kind of talked about, and I used to listen to his old band's CDs or cassettes, I guess you would say, but yeah, it was something I always wanted to do. And then in high school, he got me a guitar, and I just played every day when I came home from school, and then eventually we just moved on to playing in bands and all that stuff, so it's cool. But it's always been in my life, I guess. Yeah. I knew right away, like, I was in a bunch of bands, touring bands prior to this band, and I think it was at one point when I started to notice that people were coming out and connecting with us as individuals, not even just for the band, that it was something different. Because before, I mean, we were only doing VFW shows and stuff like that, but it was cool to see everyone coming out and connecting with the music, and the crowds getting bigger and bigger. And then we signed Hopeless, and we were on Warped Tour, and it was just crazy, and that was a big moment for me, and I know my family was super proud just to see that I was finally getting somewhere, doing something I loved, instead of just sitting in the van and paying our way across the United States, so it was cool. If I wasn't playing music, I'd probably end up doing something with computers. I'm a big computer nerd, so I'd probably be a IT guy, either working at IBM or something. And my town is a big IBM town, so. But I prefer to be doing what I'm doing now. I think every artist does. I mean, it's like your baby. Like, you make this thing and you spend so much time on it, like an album, and you put all your time into this for so long, and then all of a sudden it's just out there in public and everyone hears it. And there's definitely a certain level of anxiety that first couple days or that first week, like waiting or reading all the reviews and seeing how everyone's talking and the buzz. But it's exciting though. I think it's healthy to feel that way and not be too arrogant and just be like, oh, this is a masterpiece. And I think it's good to have your insecurities. And so yeah. The one time I really thought that we were going to make it back, we were coming back from Brazil. We had been playing in Brazil with A Rocket to the Moon and the Ready Set, and that was our first time ever being there. And we got on this plane. There was already this weird stuff going on. Like, Tay got randomly checked in the airport, and she was in there for a while, and we had no idea where she had gone. And then we started like boarding, and she hadn't come out. So we were all freaking out, like, we're not going to get on the plane until like we know where she is. But I guess they had put her on the plane. So we're already losing our minds, freaking out. And we hit some really bad turbulence taking off, and it was like thunder and lightning and all this crazy stuff. And the plane, like, I've never felt, like, I love flying. I don't really mind it. I can fly through any kind of turbulence, but that was insane. Like, the plane was like, I thought the wings were going to tear off the plane. So that was definitely terrifying. When we landed in JFK, I definitely was like, yes, we're alive, we're not dead. So I think that's the only moment I've ever felt in danger of my life. So probably the craziest moment was Warped Tour, this past Warped Tour 2012 that we did. We played in Long Island, and we opened up, and we were a little worried that people weren't going to come watch us, and it was insane. Like, I couldn't see where the crowd ended. It literally just went on and on and on. And I remember just being like, this is insane, because 2 years prior, we had played 2010, and we had maybe 35 kids watching us. So to see that amount of people go to this amount of people in 2 years, it was just like, whoa. Like, and all of our families had come out, and they got to see that. So that was definitely a moment where we were all just like taken back, like, this is insane. Like, so yeah, that was awesome. My 15-year-old self would definitely be pretty stoked to meet me, I think, just because I know when I was 15, I was going to shows, I was going to Warped Tour. I was trying to talk to all these different bands I looked up to, giving them my bedroom demos, and yeah, I never thought in a million years I would be here, especially here in the UK, or just traveling anywhere in the world and all the places we've been lucky enough to go. Yeah, I would just be, I guess I would tell myself that you're gonna get to do some really cool stuff, and just keep doing what you're doing and don't stop playing, and yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I don't know.